Hey everyone, it's me and welcome back to another new video. Emotional manipulation is one of the worst tactics someone can use against you. It's underhanded, hurtful, and it plays on your emotions instead of dealing with things rationally. There are many forms of emotional manipulation, but some of the most common ones are guilt-tripping, gaslighting, playing the victim, or using emotional blackmail. And even though this may be hard to believe, a lot of people who do this aren't even aware that they're doing it. But if you find yourself being manipulated emotionally by somebody, whether you know them or not, it's important that you take steps to defend yourself and protect your mental health. So today, we will show you how to outsmart an emotional manipulator with the best defense strategies. So let's dive in. Don't take it personally. The first thing to remember when dealing with an emotional manipulator is that you should never take anything they say or do personally. As cliché as it sounds, they are only acting that way because of their own personal problems and issues. When someone tries to manipulate you emotionally, they are simply trying to use you as an outlet for their own unresolved problems. In a way, they see you as a pawn to get what they want. But you have the power to not let them use you. You don't need to blame them or yourself for how they behave. Just keep in mind that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them and their own problems. If you can master this mindset, you will be able to defend yourself against any form of emotional manipulation. 2. Identify the red flags. After you get the first point down, it's time to look out for red flags. Knowing what to look out for can make all the difference when it comes to spotting an emotional manipulator. Common red flags include constantly needing reassurance, being overly sensitive to criticism, having an unhealthy need for attention, and being defensive or dismissive of your opinions and feelings. An emotional manipulator will often try to make you feel guilty for simply stating your opinion or feeling. For example, they might accuse you of being insensitive or uncaring when you refuse to participate in their manipulative behavior. They will also likely try to twist things around and make you feel like you are at fault for their actions. The best way to defend yourself against these tactics is to be aware of them and practice assertive communication. This means standing up for yourself and setting boundaries while still being respectful towards others. By learning how to assert yourself, you will be able to protect yourself from emotional manipulation. 3. Don't engage. Another crucial tip to remember is to avoid engaging with an emotional manipulator. Oftentimes, the best way to deal with them is simply to ignore them. Emotional manipulators thrive on attention, so by giving them the satisfaction of a reaction, you are only encouraging their behavior. This is especially true when dealing with toxic family members or coworkers. When faced with manipulation, the most effective response is often no response at all. When you refuse to react, they have nothing to feed off of, and their behavior will eventually stop. Now, this doesn't mean that you should tolerate the behavior or let it continue unchecked. Instead, you should set clear boundaries and stick to them. If someone crosses those boundaries, then it's time to disengage. Remove yourself from the situation and don't engage with them until they have had a chance to cool down. Taking this approach may not always be easy, but it is essential for protecting yourself from emotional manipulation. 4. Stay calm. Staying calm is one of the most effective ways to defend yourself against an emotional manipulator. Emotional manipulators feed off of your reactions, so staying level-headed will deprive them of the satisfaction they seek. When someone tries to manipulate you emotionally, it's important to take a step back and assess the situation calmly. Ask yourself what is really happening and how you can best respond. It may also help to take some deep breaths and focus on your body language. Keeping your cool will not only protect you from manipulation, but it will also show the manipulator that you are not an easy target. By staying calm, you are sending a message that you will not be drawn into their game. And this can be a powerful deterrent against future attempts at manipulation. 5. Don't make excuses. Making excuses is another common mistake that can leave you vulnerable to emotional manipulation. When you make excuses for someone, you are essentially giving them permission to treat you poorly. For example, if a friend is constantly late, but you make excuses for them, you are sending a message that you are willing to tolerate their bad behavior. Emotional manipulators prey on people who make excuses for them because it shows that they are not held accountable for their actions. To avoid this trap, it's important to be honest and direct with people. If someone is late or does something that upsets you, don't make excuses for them. Instead, express how their behavior affects you and set expectations for the future. By doing so, you will not only protect yourself from manipulation, but you will also build stronger, more authentic relationships. No. 6. Learn to say no. Learning to say no is an essential skill for defending yourself against emotional manipulators. Emotional manipulators often try to pressure people into doing things they don't want to do. They may guilt-trip you, threaten you, or try to make you feel like you owe them something. However, the best way to handle these situations is to simply say no. By learning to say no, you are setting a clear boundary and letting the manipulator know that you will not be taken advantage of. It may not always be easy, but practicing saying no in different situations can make it easier over time. Remember, you have the right to refuse to do anything that makes you uncomfortable. And by standing up for yourself, you will not only protect yourself from emotional manipulation, but you will also build respect and admiration from those around you. No. 7. Don't seek constant approval. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when dealing with an emotional manipulator is seeking their approval. Emotional manipulators are experts at making you question your own judgment and seek their approval instead. They may praise you excessively for doing what they want or make you feel guilty when you don't. However, it's important to remember that you are the ultimate authority on what is right for you. Don't let an emotional manipulator convince you otherwise. Instead, seek the approval of those who genuinely care about you and your well-being. This could be friends, family members, or mental health professionals who have your best interests at heart. By surrounding yourself with a support system of positive people, you will be better equipped to defend yourself against emotional manipulation. And no. 8. Focus on self-care. Finally, taking care of yourself is essential when dealing with an emotional manipulator. Emotional manipulators often target people who are already struggling with low self-esteem or other mental health issues. By focusing on self-care, you are building yourself up and making yourself less vulnerable to manipulation. This can involve taking time to do things that make you happy, such as spending time with loved ones, exercising, or practicing mindfulness. It can also involve seeking professional help to address any underlying mental health concerns. Taking care of yourself not only helps you defend yourself against emotional manipulation, but it also improves your overall well-being and quality of life. So make sure to prioritize self-care and don't hesitate to reach out for help when needed. In conclusion, dealing with an emotional manipulator can be a difficult and painful experience. However, by following these 8 tips, you can learn how to defend yourself and protect your mental well-being. From identifying red flags to focusing on self-care, each step is an opportunity to build resilience and strength. Remember that you are not alone, and there is no shame in seeking help or support. With practice and determination, you can overcome the challenges of dealing with an emotional manipulator and create a better, healthier life for yourself. Did you find this video valuable? Tell us in the comments below. Please like and share it with friends that might find value in this video too. Make sure to subscribe for more content. All the references used are added in the description box below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.